Welcome back to Fueled by Plants. I'm Plant Fuel Justin, and I just want to talk person to person right now. I want to talk directly to you. And this topic just popped in my head. I'm sitting out here on the porch. I'm at my mother's house actually. It's Sunday, washing the little clothes, and this thought popped into my head, and I wanted to pull out my camera right now and make a video. And I want to talk about the reason why most black people refuse to go vegan. Think about that concept. Now, if you're from another nationality, another race, this will be good information for you to hear as well, right? But if you are black, primarily from the southern states, you really want to listen to this, okay? So let's jump straight into it. I don't want to waste no time, all right? So when we think about why most black people won't go vegan, you may think about the surface level things like, oh, they don't want to give up chicken, fried foods, all these different things, but it's deeper than that. Like the album from Rick Ross, it's deeper than rap, all right? Because think about it. We live in this culture nowadays where, it's so ADD. Quick clips, TikTok clips, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 2 minutes. So we think that, things are supposed to go by quick. But in actuality, if you really think about it, time, if you really think about it, time, let me get my words right. So, let's jump straight to it, alright? I want to take you back to slavery, okay? Because when you really think about it, where does all this fried food, bad foods, and things like that come from when it comes to the black community? It comes from slavery. Look, 400 years ago, that's not that long ago. It's like 2, 3, maybe 4 generations, 4 or 5 generations. That's a long time. It's almost half a century. That's a long time, right? For a certain ideology, a certain perspective to be forced upon you and beaten into you. You gotta think about it. Just think about living on a slave plantation. What kind of foods were the slaves eating? The scraps from the masters. You might say, well, they probably grew their food as well. But if they were growing food, half of that food was going to the slave master. And the other half they had to distribute between all the families on their plantation. So the majority of their food was coming from the slave master, the scraps, or the part of the pig or whatever animal they was eating, the scraps of the food that the slave master didn't want. The intestines, the pig, the snouts, all this different stuff. And if you're from the South, you know what I'm talking about. You go to the store right now and people go buy a pick 5. Do you know what a pick 5 is? You go to a local grocery store and you get to pick 5 different packs of meat for $20. Alright? You go to a gas station convenience store, they have pig feet in there, pig snout, pig ears. This is the things and the types of foods that black people are eating, right? And if you try to tell someone this, they'll disagree with you all day. They don't know that it's deeply rooted into our psychology, the way that we eat, especially if we're from the South. It all comes from slavery. This is deep rooted. Think about that. Another thing, because I come across a lot of people, I help people get in shape. I help, vegans and people who are trying to go vegan. I help them lose weight, tone up, become healthier. But me being in the South, me being in Mississippi, I come across a lot of people, a lot of women who says, I want to get healthy, but I don't want to get too small and too thin. I might look sick. Think about that statement right there. We're so messed up in the head that we think being smaller or making our frame smaller, we associate that with being sick. But we don't associate being overweight with being sick. Think about that. I've come across a lot of women who says, yes, I'm 5'2", 200 pounds, and I don't want to really lose weight because I don't want to. I like my shape. I don't want to get too small because I might lose my curves. I might start looking sick. Think about this statement. We've been so conditioned to believe that being overweight is okay, especially in the southern states. Right? Now, if we go back to, 200, 300 years ago, a lot of people, nowadays they'll say, well, my grandmother, my grandfather, they were eating meat and they were fine. They were eating these things and they were fine. I have a great uncle who lived to be 101, right? We had threw him a big birthday celebration when he turned 100 years old, right? And he ate meat. He ate meat. And a lot of my family members ate meat down here in Mississippi, and they lived to be old, in older age and everything like that. But here's the thing. 50, 60 years ago, where were they getting their animal products from? They were probably going out hunting and getting their food directly from the source, which is still a bad thing, because the whole reason I went vegan is because there's no reason to eat animal products when there's a different way that you can sustain your life with. Going vegan, going plant-based, we don't need to eat animals. That's the reason I went vegan. Back then, maybe they had an argument. Maybe your great uncles and grandfathers, great grandparents, they had a reason too. And the things that they were eating, they were growing their food. They're probably hunt and get a squirrel or something and eat that, or whatever like that, right? So back then it was different. Nowadays, you go to the store and you buying all this packaged meats and packaged dairy products, and it's not good for the body. So people nowadays are trying to compare, well, my great grandfather ate this way, so I'm gonna eat this way. It's a different time. They're putting all type of hormones in the food. They're putting all type of things in the food to keep you sick. They're not going to tell you the truth. They're not going to tell you the truth, right? I'm not here to get all conspiratory with you. But the medical industry, the pharmaceutical industry are billion-dollar entities. All right? All these super chain stores that sell all this bad food, They are billion-dollar companies. They don't really care about your health. And I'm not saying it's a conspiracy to keep you sick directly. They're doing it to make money. But indirectly, it's going to keep you sick. So, back to the main point. Why black people refuse to go vegan? Well, first of all, it's two reasons. Number one, they don't know what true health is. Think about this. If you've been a slave all your life, you don't know what being free is. If you're eating bad foods and you living your life, you don't know what feeling healthy really is. And that's the real thing. Alright? We're so stuck on this animal food. I talk to some people sometimes and this is what they tell me. I say I'm vegan and they say, well, what do you eat? Like, the only food on earth is meat, animal products. We've been so conditioned to believe that animals food. And that's not the case. It's not the case. Especially in the South, it's a big epidemic down here that is keeping us sick. Alright? And you have to do your research. Watch documentaries like What the Health, Cowspiracy, Vegucated, Game Changers. Follow YouTubers that talk about this stuff. They give you the science-based research. And that's another thing. We have to take our emotions out of it and start leading with our logical mind and being rational and understanding that, for one, you don't need animal products to be healthy. You don't need animal products to make your food taste good. You don't need animal products to live a long life. No matter what foods you like, you can find alternatives that not if taste the same, taste better. The plant-based versions. Now, I don't want this video to go on too long. It's probably already been, 10 minutes. I don't know how long. But I'm going to leave you with this. If you stuck with me this long, I'm going to leave you with this. Take your health into account. Take care of yourself. Do the research. And really understand that if you want to become healthy, you have to take into account that the pharmaceutical companies, these people that's pushing pills on you, they really don't care. They care about you spending money for them to become even wealthier. They don't care about you sustaining your health long term. They just don't. I know this was a different type of video. If you like this video and you like this long form, just me talking directly to you in this camera, I want you to like this video, comment down below that you want to see more videos like this. If you don't comment below, I'll know that you don't like this type of video. Alright? Just out here getting some sun. Get you some vitamin D today. Until next time, fuel yourself. Don't fool yourself.